People living in third world countries. What is something that is a part of your everyday life that people in first world countries would not understand/cope with? Egypt here. Crossing the street is some kind of S6 sport here. I studied abroad in Cairo, and by the third month I was playing Frogger on the Nile Corniche without thinking. If my mom saw me cross the street like that, she'd have a heart attack. I walk with my cell phone hidden in my pants because it's extremely common for you to get robbed. I've been through a violent robbery at a dinning, and very few people I know haven't been through similar experiences, multiple times even. I always carry two cell phones with me. One is my real cell phone. I hide it in my backpack. If I don't carry the backpack, then in one of my socks, lol. I carry the other cell phone in my pocket. It is useless. It broke 5 years ago and has no repair. If someone tried to rob me, I would give them the fake cell phone. I learned this trick from a friend. A gang member tried to rob him. He told him to give him his cell phone. So he took out his fake cell phone and threw it as far as he could. The gang member went after the cell phone and my friend used that moment to run. The gang member realized what was happening, but it was too late. My friend managed to get to a store with security guards where they helped him and called the police. Sorry for my bad English. Your English is really good. Don't beat yourself down. In Argentina the price of everything raises almost every day. Argentinian here. You just go to the store expecting everything to be 5-10% more than the last time you went. Realizing that my money and any more I could make is worth 5x less now. Welcome to Lebanon. Visited Lebanon once. Friendly people. Fantastic food. It's too bad that politicians screw everything up. Not just in Lebanon, but everywhere. I'm American but have worked in 70 countries over the last 12 years. So let's discuss Nicaragua. There are no addresses. None. Trying to get to your hotel? You'll get a description of the general location using the rising or setting sun, lake shores and other prominent landmarks which may or may not exist. Then the distance from that landmark in a unit of measurement that hasn't been used for centuries. The Vera is about 5 feet. It's truly amazing that anyone gets anywhere in Nicaragua. Stray dogs. Stray dogs, which some of them are hostile, are everywhere. It is not possible to roam in the streets around sunrise when they walk in groups or during night without risking yourself being attacked by dogs. I moved to Europe now, but I'm still unreasonably nervous around leash dogs that people walking. We had a small scare recently with coyotes losing fear of people, and everybody here lost their minds when one sadly attacked a child. I can't even imagine how most here would cope with that becoming a daily. Oh yeah, no. Don't bother going out at night. You'll be eaten alive by dogs. Armed security people. Go to the bank. 2 guys holding R15 at the entrance. The beer delivery truck. Guy with a shotgun. Whenever there's money involved, there will be guys holding big guns. I've been pointed twice while walking on the wrong side of the street. I visited family in El Salvador about a decade ago now, and it was like this at the time. There were guys with guns guarding things I wouldn't see at home in the US. There was a man with a shotgun guarding a gas station and buffet-style restaurant food place. This was along the road and not in town. I also remember there was a guy who watched all the cars at this big grocery store while people went shopping, and my aunt would give him small change as a tip. This is true of most of Central America for sure. Those guarded places are high-volume cash businesses. It's a temptation, and they do get hit. Police isn't interested. They're checking licenses and registrations. We only get running water twice a week, so you have to have a tank full of water in the backyard for the rest of the week. Have to ask if they have breed at the bakery. Everyone has a gun, they are not legal. Metal bars on windows and doors for safety. If you get robbed, the probabilities of the thief being a cop are high. People pay criminals to find missing people underage drinking. Is seen as normal. I bought bottles of alcohol many times while in high school and no one cared. -9 times out of 10 you have to go to the neighboring country to buy medicine. You have to give your kids the vaccines that are required by the time they are 11. Or they won't go from the 6th to the 7th grade. I don't know if they still do this though. Have to hide your phone in your pants when going out. You can only buy 120 liters of gasoline monthly in the national currency. If you want to buy more you have to pay $30. Even tough, most people in the country don't get paid in dollars. Here in Peru especially, if you are not from the capital to get a medical appointment you need to wait 3 months. For surgeries or actual medical treatments it can take over a year. So many people I knew got random appointments just in case something happens. You'd better suffer the hemorrhage that day or you have to pray for the eucalyptus tea to actually work. Thank goodness I was able to move to the capital some years ago. What happens to most people in medical emergencies? People injured in accidents or who had a heart attack? For those cases there is a cost which is huge. By law, the hospital will accept the patient, but after the first aid has been given the family has to sign documents where they commit to pay the totality of the cost. This is why many people in provinces in Peru die young. Families can't afford to pay medical treatments. In Lima the capital is different. There are enough IQ for those cases and costs of public hospitals are lower. However, you still have to wait 2 to 3 months to get appointments. That system still works bad in any part of the country. Not many doctors and emergency appointments are scheduled for 1 to 2 years later. // hospitals are saturated too. Whatever we are given as a donation from other big countries, we either don't have the equipment or specialized people to make it work. Let me guess. Our public healthcare system absolutely sucks. Having to stand for hours in bread lines, then for hours at the petrol lines, then for hours at the cooking gas lines, then coming back home to find that they shut off the electricity because there's too much load. I feel you my fellow Sudanese, lol. Or Egypt. Gated villages with security guards, warehouses inside are gated as well with high fences and barbs. This is common even in lower class communities. Our malls have security checks. When you enter it's not effective. Seen as a joke. Lol. 99% of establishments have security checks when you enter. Train stations have airport-like security checks, not really, but attempted concept. Again not effective. Just nuisance. Airport immigration. Our own citizens need to pass through our own human-attended immigration when departing from our country. We have a chance of being not allowed to exit, even if we are legally allowed to do so. No crimes committed. Not like fleeing. The rationale is that when the immigration officer felt that we are going to look for work abroad, even if it is legal to do so in the destination country. If the immigration officer felt that the woman would be meeting her boyfriend abroad. If the immigration officer felt that the person looks like a human trafficking candidate. If we secured a permit and visa to work abroad, meaning we are legally allowed to work in a certain country, we will need to obtain a different clearance to exit to work abroad from our country, which is another level of tedious red tape. Sometimes this really puts off foreign employers, so we end up losing our offer anyway. Thanks to my country. Edit. Yes, this is the Philippines. I'm assuming this is the Philippines. The weirdest thing with those security checks as you entered a mall etc. is as a white foreigner they would just wave us through. Rucksack on, who cares, good afternoon sir, could probably walk on with a shotgun and would still have them say that. It was also so weird seeing the Filipinos being taken aside and not allowed to leave at the airport. Seems unbelievable. It almost always seemed to be women as well. Also the level of corruption that is obvious and in your face is shocking. Yeah, we have corruption over here, but it's hidden away, so don't think about it. But flash your gutted and you could get away with anything.